All right, here we go. Good afternoon, my Facebook friends. I want to introduce you to a new friend of mine. This is Becky Stonebarger, and she owns a company called the Beacon Center. And you guys know me. I'm Jen Phillips with JenPhillipsLV.com and JustAskJen.com. And I'm here to introduce you to more people that can help expand your business, help you grow, and maybe give you an inspirational story about how you can make whatever you want for your dreams happen too. So today is Miss Becky Stonebarger. And Becky, how long have you been in, welcome first, and how long have you been in business here in Vegas?
Thank you for having me, Jen. The Beacon Center opened in November 1 of 2015. And it was actually spun off of a networking company where we had so many networking people, businesses, local businesses coming together, and we ran out of space and funds for the hotel rooms were costing so much in order to continue that networking with the number of people that we had. So I started the Beacon Center and then decided, well, why not turn it into a multiple stream of revenue and rent it to other people, since I only needed it on a Thursday morning for 4 hours. So the rest of the time, I might as well turn that into a stream. And so I decided that I was going to make it affordable, because I know the hurt and the pain for the smaller groups who need to get out there, find a space. I had a lot of friends in the network marketing world that needed space. It wasn't conducive to meet in homes with, the people going into the bathrooms where the kids' toys are in the bathtub and the toothpaste is on the mirrors, and it was very stressful. And so we grew to getting the attention of corporate spaces, people who were companies that were coming into Las Vegas for conventions and wanted to add on extra convention days. And then that grew into phone calls coming in saying, can we use your space for baby showers? Can we use your space for birthday parties? And we just evolved over a period of a year with growing what we allowed, and always keeping back to our culture of trusting each other. People use the venue, they have a code, they come in, they use the venue, they leave without me having to be there supervising them and so forth. So I keep things affordable so that it's not breaking the bank, and to help everyone become successful.
Oh, I think that's so very cool. And thinking about what we've got going on now, like I've been in Vegas for 20 years, and I've been in networking and I've been in business in some form or fashion here in Vegas for that same amount of time. And I would agree with you, people who have been looking for an alternative to the in-home meeting, as network marketing and other multi-level marketing and other home-based businesses have begun to flourish. At home is a great place to start, but when you're growing, you need an alternative. And so to lend some credibility and allow you to grow in a professional environment, that's wonderful that you've got this space that people can check out. And so right. Share with our listeners today, just so you guys know, I don't know if you certainly don't know this, but the first time I was at the Beacon Center was I was at an event with a friend of mine who was doing a vision board session, and it was after or before a wedding. And so I don't remember, it was still beautifully decorated. So like maybe we were there after the rehearsal dinner, before the wedding. And so it was still very beautifully decorated, and it was very clean. There was a nice little reception area to welcome people. Bathrooms were very convenient. It was, and the location was convenient, very easy to get to, wonderful parking, just really nice. And so if you're thinking about a place that you can have an event, could be something, just a small gathering, and you're like, I don't want to do it in my home. And especially today with COVID, I think there's a lot of people that would like to get together, but they're going, okay, but where? And in Vegas, conventions haven't reopened. I have a friend who was supposed to come into town. It's an international photography convention that was supposed to come into town this weekend. It's not happening. They moved it to August. And so if you're still looking at wanting to meet, what do you do? And so if you don't know, people like Becky who have environments for us to rent space in, conventions aren't doing it. So like if you think I'm going to go to the hotel and I'm going to rent a space, no, you're not. It's not going to happen. And so knowing anytime you come to Vegas, if you'd like to have a gathering, what's the largest gathering you can handle in your space?
So the great thing is since you've seen it, we've actually taken the unit next door as well. So we've expanded. And so we can now, our main unit can go up to 80 in auditorium. This is during normal times. And 51 in classroom. We can squeeze a few more in if we need to, but comfortably 50 to 51. And then we rented the unit right next door that can accommodate that boardroom of 10. We brought that price even lower for that particular space. And if you're doing, we can do a small gathering of auditorium of 20 to 25 and a boardroom of up to 15. So beautiful lobby, coffee bar available, drinks available for purchase if you want to purchase from the drink cooler. We've got audio, television, ready, plug and play, ready to plug your laptop right into it. The great thing through the COVID is we can do the hybrid. So you could have some people at the venue, such as we have one of our large clients that meets every single week, Anderson Windows. They have their staff meetings and employee meetings there. And then they have the hybrid version as well, all safely spread apart for the COVID. And they love this. They love the fact that they can have their employees that don't feel comfortable still join their meetings and participate. So that's been a really nice blessing through the COVID.
Yeah, that's really nice. What is your capacity right now with what the guidelines are, like all the rules and everything? What is capacity for you guys?
We're at 50%, which is 50 people.
Okay, very cool. So I think that's really interesting. Now, have you done other businesses here in Vegas?
I had a business networking company, the one that grew so large. It was called Business Connections of Nevada, AKA BCN. And that I closed that in December of 2017 because the Beacon Center was becoming so successful that I'm a believer in focus on what you've invested in. And I was spreading myself apart and I needed to focus myself. And it was a beautiful move on my part, was to focus 100% on the Beacon Center and its growth, which has led us into a second venue and expansion. So it's been a struggle through the COVID, but we're coming out. The computer is chirping with people hitting the website right now. It's been going for this is the third week that the people are starting to feel the need to, the comfort to mix the hybrid or just the full gathering. We're getting some weddings booked again, which is wonderful. We're back to the baby showers and sadly, a lot of celebration of lives that had been put off, and people want to gather with their families to celebrate their departed loved ones. And we're a great venue for that as well. So pretty much everything from cradle to grave.
Very cool. That's very cool. It's funny. Yesterday, I was just talking with a woman who is a caterer, and so like meeting these different wonderful women. And I have another friend of mine who is an event planner. And so like, I need to connect some of you guys so that you guys can know each other. And when you've got clients that need this or that, you've got people that can help support. So be good to connect you with them, because I'm sure that they could really look for or have a place to go when their clients like, okay, and where am I going to do this?
Right. You know? And I provide a preferred vendor list. Caterers can get on my preferred vendor list. Flowers, anybody who offers those types of services to my clients, and every one of my customers, the preferred vendor list is even listed on our website for SEO purposes for those vendors to be able to get them more SEO by the traffic to their website.
Very cool. Now, Becky, how does somebody get in touch with you? They're like, you know what, that's a really cool idea. I want to know what it looks like. Where do I go find out more information?
All of our information is located on our website, thebeaconcenter.com. We've got an FAQ there. I would say 98% of your questions are answered right there on the website. That was done strategically. If you do need to get a hold of me, you can contact me. I would suggest through the website on the contact page, just so that I have a paper trail. My phones and people coming in, texting and messaging, it gets a little crazy. So the best way to contact me is through the website, just so I have that paper trail.
Oh, fair enough. It's really hard. I totally understand. I've got like 7 different emails and they all have a different purpose, and it all gets lost very quickly. It's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? So thank you so very much. Now, Becky, you've worked in networking. You now provide the beautiful space for people to continue this community involvement with each other. How long you been in Vegas?
I've been in Vegas since 2003.
Okay, so you've been here a little while.
And I have a degree in casino management. I've done a lot of youth group organizations of youth groups for churches and Girl Scouts. I had a large 50 Girl Scout troop long ago. So organizing and coordinating is very comfortable for me as far as to get the end results that is needed. And I worked with a lot of businesses during my period here as a business strategist, and that's really been helpful for meeting a lot of people here in Vegas.
Very cool. So I'm gonna do one last thing before we head off, and there's 2 things. One's a give and one's an ask. So what's something that you can give our listeners today? A piece of advice, a discount, I don't know, something. What is something that you can give to our listeners today?
You know, so much. I will be honest, I have a philosophy when I opened up that everybody deserves the best price that I can give them. I know what my value is. I discount it tremendously to make it affordable at $75 an hour for one unit, $50 an hour for another unit. And it does not matter if you have a card carrying of any type of a discount club. Everybody deserves that special discount and that special price.
That's awesome.
But mostly what I can offer is when you come to my space and you use my space, you will have everything you need for a successful meeting or event. You will have communication. You will not have to worry about who you're going to talk to, getting a hold of the right person. I take care of everything myself except the cleaning, because I'm a smart business person, if nothing more. You're going to get the absolute best customer service that you can find, and to take the stress out of your planning.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds way awesome. And then what is something that you would ask our listeners today, if they've got anything that could help you grow, help you as the Beacon Center, you as a networker or business owner? What's something we can do to help you today?
I definitely have a big ask, actually. Businesses are downsizing, and more businesses have chose to downsize since the coronavirus started. Their leases ran out and so forth. Businesses that have the small office, but they have the remote workers, like the electricians, the plumbers, the taxi cab companies, the Anderson Windows, those companies that have healthcare workers. Those companies need a place to gather their employees for whether it be employee training, new employee interviews, that type of thing, or group interviews, but they need that space to be able to work with. Yet they've downsized their boardrooms, or their conference rooms are too small right now. And right now, the social distancing isn't going to go away in a hurry. So keeping things affordable, everybody can afford $75 an hour to gather your employees, because if you keep your employees motivated, they're going to work harder and be more, they're going to bring in more business for you as well.
Oh, very cool. That's very cool. Okay, so people that are listening today, if you know anybody who owns a business or has had to downsize, or you've heard them talk about, I need a space, I need a place where I can meet. Could be a network marketing business, can be a home-based business, can be a traditional brick and mortar business that's had to change their ways of working. If you know anybody like that, please connect them to thebeaconcenter.com. We want to be able to help every business here in Las Vegas stay open. And if that means you've got to change the way you do business, well, then let's help you do that. So I think it only makes sense for us to continue to encourage us as small business owners to continue to connect and to share what we're doing with one another. And so thank you so very much, Becky. And I appreciate you coming. Do you have any last minute words for our friends here today?
I don't. Just thank you for having me, Jen. And if the Beacon Center can help you, please make our space your space.
Oh, very cool. Everybody have a wonderful night. I don't think I'm interviewing anybody tomorrow, but on Friday, I'll be interviewing Stephanie Mann again. So you guys can check out step 5 of the empowerment parenting. I've got some other really cool people coming up for you guys though. I have a boudoir photographer coming up. I have the caterer I mentioned earlier coming up. Kira Whittam, who I'd interviewed last week, who's a functional nutritionist. She's going to be meeting with us again. So if you know anybody who's got to get their name out there, get their business out there, somebody I should meet because I love connecting people, please share them with me. And I would love to share their story. So have a wonderful rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you guys all again soon.